Hello, gamers. Gang. How we do? How we doing? I'm here. Ugh. I'm trying to get so cozy right now because it's cold in here. I also forgot to fix my camera. How we been? How we doing? We're starting the new Ace Attorney. Not the new one. It's not new, but I don't know, you know what I mean? Okay. I just realized the next version just popped up. That's funny. Hi, y'all. I love how they use... I didn't realize they used some of the old, like, sounds in it. Alright, this is gonna be hella loud in a second. Oh my god! We're tweaking, this is not the time. Hello? There we go. I was like, why are we tweaking? Ah, look at it! I'm so excited! I want to make it full screen. Look at it. Oh my god. Ah! Hold on. There we go. Chat, is this real? Yes. This is so weird. We're so here right now. Enable speed through unread text. Yeah. Oh, I could use the original or the arranged. I want to, like, hear them both so bad. Because I never played the original game. But I, like... I'm gonna keep it arranged. But I do want the pixel art. I think he just... I love them both, but... I just love how goofy he looks as a pixel art. I think I'm good for the rest of everything. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go get some candy. All right. We are so here. We're living. We're thriving. Hey, JD.
I am not gonna be here very long, but
Hi. Thank you for the resubscription. Oh, okay. All right. I'm so... Are we ready? Guys, I'm not. I'm so excited! Alright. So, this is Ace Attorney Investigations. The Investigations Collection. This is basically a Miles Edgeworth game. Technically, this came... I don't remember when this came out, but chronologically, I knew it was after Trials and Tribulations, I'm pretty sure. At least the collection itself, I don't know. But everyone was telling me to play this before I played Apollo Justice. The Apollo Justice collection. Dude, and after we get through that, I won't have any more Ace Attorney games to play. Man, that's tragic! But I'm okay with that. Alright. So there's Ace Attorney, Miles Edgeworth. Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. Then Ace Attorney 2, Prosecutor's Gambit. And I know only a couple characters, because this was originally a fan's translation, the English version that people were playing. This was originally like they were fan translations, so some of the character names were obviously changed. And this is the first time ever that Ace Attorney Investigations 2 has a localized, like, English release anywhere. So I'm so excited to play. But we're gonna get through the first one. I don't know how many... There's 5 episodes. So there's 5 episodes per... Oh, no. I don't want to do that. This episode contains spoilers. I'm aware. So they all have about 5 episodes. So that's fun. Okay, I'm here for that. I only know a teeny little bit about Investigations. Like, I know of some of the characters, obviously, like I said earlier. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I am aware of certain characters that are in both games, and that's it. Like, and I'm sure I'll say it when we meet them, but little Pookie, I'll say that. So, all right, let's get into it. Yes. Oh, and disclaimer, not really disclaimer, but very long time ago, I played a little bit, like a little teeny tiny bit of this episode, like on the mobile version, like on my phone. I did a lot of, not a lot, but I think I did originally, like, investigation, like, let me see. I might still have the apps downloaded. I didn't play all of them, I remember that, but yeah. All 3, like, I downloaded them on my phone back in originally, Ace Attorney was in 2018, and then the other 2 were in 21, but I don't think I did not play Apollo Justice. Investigations, I played like the first 5 minutes and then never played it, and then I don't even know if I played Ace Attorney, but I didn't fucking remember anything when I originally played it, so yeah. Anyway, so I do remember vaguely the tiniest bit, but that's about it. I think I went through like the first cutscene and did some yapping to some people, and then that was it. I don't remember anything else after that. Oh my god, I get to play as Miles Edgeworth. I'm here for that. Turnabout visitor. March 1st, 1:16 a.m. Oh no. To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. Hey, yo! Hey, yo! I recognize that goofy-ass outfit anywhere. Fuck that guy! I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. Shut your bubblegum dum-dum looking ass the fuck up. Alright. Ah! Oh my god! Oh my god! Why did he had to pull out the blicky? Holy shit. That was a fucking headache to read right there. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? What's the smell? It's very familiar. Blood? Oh, we're getting into it immediately. Hey, yo! Look at his little pixel art head ass. What the? Hey, yo. What's the meaning of this? Freeze. Oh, no! Oh, no! Damn. That's hard as fuck. Identify yourself. I will not be doing that. Shut up. You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Okay. Fucking relax. Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. I would be scared of this man. And I'm not talking about the man with the gun. I'm not talking about the man with a gun. Man has, like, trauma after trauma and shit. Man gets a gun pointed at him and he's like, it's just another Tuesday, whatever. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases, and some very frantic and busy days. I love his goofy attitude. He is just so funny to me. Miles Edgeworth is legitimately one of my, like, favorite characters. I love him. I think he's so interesting as a person, like, as a character and everything. He is just... I love that they have games centered around him. I think because he is just such an interesting character to me that I adore it, like, so much. I think it's great. Oh, man. All right. I finished wow, I almost said finished photographing. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well, please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. He's still got the little pointy fingered like thing. He's so funny. Ah! Miss Edgeworth, sir, are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. Gumshoe! This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective with the local precinct, and the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However, I did have a gun pointed at my fucking back, bro. Ugh, look what they did to your office. It's totally trashed. I'll say, the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Whoa, it sounds like you're really getting burned over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Oh, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched into the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that piqued my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Okay, so we're asking the questions and shit. Okay, period. We're investigating! Duh! I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in my mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really, especially because of this. The key to your office? What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? There's a joke I want to make right now. There's a joke I can make right now. There's a joke somewhere in this right now, but I'm not gonna make it. But finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? We all know damn well you don't know how to use it, Gumshoe. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, dude. That was so mean. First, I recall the information we've gathered with Q, and then I connect them together with T. Now to use Q to recall the facts. Oh, space confirm. Okay. What did I get an achievement for? For successfully making a connection during logic without using story mode. What does that mean? What does that even mean? Oh, I can get an achievement for playing with the HD characters. What is the difference between without story mode? I'm so confused. Okay, well. Okay, well, whatever. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks, which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir! Yeah. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply use space when I'm next to it. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use T, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose, because I don't need the help. I will need the help. Look at me! There we go. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? Perchance, who am I? What am I using perchance for? If so, that would mean the killer made their escape after disposing their gun here. Why would they leave the fucking gun here? That is insane. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know! I was issued the exact same model, I think. Detective. I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much except for in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by the precinct's detectives. Period. Ouch, they even knocked over your chess set. I had it all set up ready for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try. In that case, I suppose you can set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity that much. If They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Are we not gonna talk about the wallet? Oh, okay, so if it's yellow, I can investigate it. I was about to say, well, everything is already yellow. What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of those before. A wallet? I would hope so. It's oh, never mind, it's not a wallet. My bad. It's a police badge, detective. Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coinky-dink. Let's take a look inside. Buddy Faith. The man's name is Buddy Faith. Are we for real right now? Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. Huh, that's rough, buddy. You think Edgeworth could pick apart how Drake took a massive L at the Grammys last night? I think a child even could do that. I think it'll be okay. Dude, if someone made a diss track about me and it won a Grammy, I would end it off. If somebody made a song about me, made a diss track about me, won a Grammy, and then the entire like crowd was singing it, I think I would just cease to exist. He won 5 Grammys for Not Like Us. If he won 5 Grammys for that, I think I would probably just go to the void. I would cease to exist. I don't even want to be perceived. I would quit my music career if I was Drake. Genuinely. Man. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Oh, there we go. I can't do it in conversation. Okay. I fear I'm gonna be so bad at this because I fear I'm just gonna be so bad at the logic part. I'm not gonna lie. Not because I think I'm stupid, but because I feel like I'm not gonna be able to like think hard enough or something or whatever. Like, so we have the killer's goal. Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? Victim was a detective. According to his badge and ID, Buddy Faith was a precinct detective. And revolver. Found at the crime scene. I want to say he got the revolver. Like, if this is gonna go how I think it's going, he got the revolver from the detective. Let's fucking go. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives, could have belonged to our recently departed. Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What do we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. This guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Nice. Are you going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. He's so goofy. I log any and all evidence I find in my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have to press E to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. See what else we can find out about this revolver. As I always say, you've got to look really carefully at each piece of evidence. Oh, that's Gumshoe, my bad. Okay, so this detail is sort of like how it was in chapter 5 of the original Ace Attorney. I imagine Gumshoe would be from the Midwest and be like, oh, let me slip right through there. He would. He would. If he wasn't like the stereotypical like cop, I probably would have just given him a normal Midwestern accent. Like, oh, let me just scooch right past you right there, my bad. I think it's so easy to take a life with just a pull of a trigger. You know, I can't ever see myself really liking guns. Oh, but I love the ones they use at the track and field meets to start races. I have a feeling that this is a gun they use at track and field races. If you take off before it's fired, everyone always ends up following your lead. Chase you down for a false start, detective. Now that you mention it, even when I finish first, I always wind up in last place. Looks like only one round was fired from this. Wow, so the killer killed the Vic with one shot after wrestling the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. Okay. Let's give the body a once-over. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. No shit. Yup. And until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Damn! I did see the blood, like the words written in blood. I was getting to it. I don't believe it. If I packed those files on these shelves so tight, that's not even an earthquake could make them fall off, but just look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem, to be sure. Well, once the investigation's over, we'll put them back up on the shelf. Apparently, they don't give a shit what it says. Your files are all over the floor, sir. They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I watered the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list and as a weekend special. For about a half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean the place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? No. He's mentioned many times before that he's broke as hell. So I don't imagine him doing much of anything. This is about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to, Jim. We all know what I want to say, right? Man, fuck you. He's gonna act like he didn't do that. I know. He's gonna act like he didn't fucking kill this guy. Like, this acting better be phenomenal. And it will be, because it's coming from me. So, why oh why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? Did I do that? Did I do that? Are you alright? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just leave me be! Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh! Look at him. Jim looks like he's... Also just realized that is literally not his name. Just quite literally realized that that is not his name. I was about to be like, can you give him a flamboyant tone? It's like a metrosexual hipster. What? I can try. I don't know how that's gonna sound really different, I guess. Look at him. Jim looks like he's turned in for the night. No, not happening. I can't do it. Sure, just in a bloodstained suit, pal. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes, I am. I'm Jacques Portsman. Jacques? Is that how I say it? Did I say it right? Jacques? Why is he wearing a medal? I don't fucking know. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I'm also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office. Yes, that is correct. And it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? If I had a nickel for every time Miles Edgeworth was accused of committing murder, I'd have 2 nickels. I will not! I know how things work around here! High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to this door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. So it was you then! You're Jim's killer! No, wait, pal, you got it all wrong! Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you're a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? All right, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer, though, Miles Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know. Anyway, let's call the truce and work together, okay? Not fucking happening. Actually, get the fuck out of my office. I don't fucking like you. Get away from me. Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then. It's your room after all. Thank you. I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there. Sir. I want you to capture the scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. That is insane work. I bet the coat is draped there because of blood. Yeah, probably. I should probably give them some space. I will not be giving space. That's not what I wanted. You called, sir. No. Okay, can I collect or connect any logic together? No, I only have the killer's goal and the signs of struggle, so I don't think I can right now. Ah, your jacket, sir! What's it doing on the floor? Must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. So the killer not only shot the... That's very strange. Because there's only one bullet missing from the chamber. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your Oh my god, prosecutorial debut in. I was about to say, I recognize that from the last game. What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here. Huh? Like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective? There's a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Okay, so I'm not the only one who noticed it. Really? Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. Gay. Gay bitches. Gay people. They're everywhere. I say as one of them. I have my own methods and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. It's probably the fucking gunshot. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I point my cursor at a pristine with conviction. When I found sufficient proof to prove this contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. So funny. Only one shot is fired. Eureka! Eureka! This bullet hole is the contradiction. Well, what do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim, and the second felled this frame. Hey, that's right! However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Ah, that. It's a secret safe. A secret safe? Oh, I smell money! I'll spare us the trouble and say it. And say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way. Roger that! Talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea there was a safe here, or I would have kept it clean for you, sir. So what did you put this thing in? When did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So, what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial's in session. That's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Now this is odd. You found something, sir? This keypad. Don't you find it a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there, forensic scientists. Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. Couldn't find, let alone lift, a single print. Looks like it was just wiped down well. As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. I have a feeling I know what we're gonna do. I fear it was trying to get into my safe. Hell yeah. I believe I figured out what the murder was after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean with fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing that motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. I don't know. Because I could realistically at least connect these two. I don't... Yeah, I didn't think I connected those. But I was like, if I could connect at least one more. If it's telling me I can connect one more, I think those were the only two that I probably could, you know. Real. So real. This is the only other one that I think it could be. Because if there was a sign of a struggle, then they were caught in their theft. There's a possibility the files splayed along the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. That is not what I was connecting the dots for, but that's fine. Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Hey!
LFG.
Let's fucking go! Thank you for the subscription. Precisely. We need to figure out if there's any other files had been stolen. Yes, sir, I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Sure, let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. Yeah, that's like... This man's father is dead. So, he very much, you know, saw that shit, you know, like firsthand. I think the man knows that his dad's not coming back to life, and anyone else that has died. I think he is one of the few that is very much like, come to terms with that idea. All we can do is search for the truth. Oh, I was like, where am I? And, so what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? It's quite literally what I'm doing, motherfucker. Get out of my way! Or else you're going to jail early. First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it. Here, let me help. So this file goes here, and that book goes there. Should know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Oh, that was the other guy. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal, okay? Done. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. Ugh. The bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh. I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the handprints on the shelf. Then the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood is kinda grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. But you know I'm no good with blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. Probably... Oh, the bullet hole right here. It's where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh? For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in the fine spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. It appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. Oh, that's why the seat of the victim's pants has blood on it. That would be a logical conclusion. So there's that. The victim's handprints. He must have tried to support himself with his hands after being shot. There are prints on the floor, too. Those must have been made when, unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor. I put them all back, just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing. Although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through the shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. Good shit. The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf. The blood on this guy's pants proves that pretty well. In a sense, I suppose. See, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, Gumshoe. You're doing great, dude. I was like, I don't think there's anything else for me to look at right now. Usually it tells me if I'm done, but... Still getting used to the buttons. Oh, watch out for the teacup fragments, sir. Ugh, the killer is going to pay. This tea set. Yikes, you're really mad over this. This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. What? Now I feel the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks. Real? It's been a while since I sat at this desk. Oh, how I've missed you. It's so tidy that it looks newer than when I first bought it. Oh yeah, that thing's so polished it makes me as jealous. Don't tell me you had no other work to the entire time I was away, detective. My job is to protect your office, sir. And you did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred in it. I was about to say that too. That's harsh, sir. I have to admit, the desk never looked better, so I guess I can't dock his pay. Y'all really need to chill on docking his pay. Mr. Portsman, a word if I may. Oh, Jim, your laugh, your smile, I'll never be able to joke with you again. Don't you worry, Jim. I'll joke around enough for the both of us, you see. He's not listening at all. Mr. Portsman's off in his own little world, it seems. I want to know how I was able to deduce the fact that the bullet holes were a contradiction, but not the fact that his name is not Jim. Like, immediately. Hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on the sofa. That thing looks like a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir? Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us have time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think he could afford to take any time off. Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers? The ones that come with a card attached every month like clockwork for you? Yep. Homie looks like he's a fairy type gym leader. Are you talking about the murderer, Portsman, or me? Because true and true. Speaking of that, let's see what's on this card this month, sir. All will be resolved. Wendy. Old Bag is still obsessed with me? Are we for real? Get a life! Oh, Miss Irony, how painful are thy thorns? Wendy, isn't that the name of the old lady with that whiny voice that stuck? That's enough, detective. You need not remind me further. Ugh. Real? That's not what I wanted. Well, it's a good thing my steel samurai doll was spared any harm. Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What's it about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself, but... Kirby! Meow. Kirby butt! Hi! Hold on. No, come back! Don't act like you hate my cuddles. Want to escape. Okay. Such a butthead. Oh my god, I gotta brush you again. I just did like a couple days ago. Keep getting cat hair up my nose. Alright. The hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai, and his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production values and riveting plot draws a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Old Tokyo, and The Nickel Samurai, along with the deluge of merchandise and even a new stage show, gives it presence. You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of rabid fanboy? Ugh, of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. And that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to the investigation. Yeah. Hello! Raiding party! Hi! Hello! I'm playing Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney. It's the investigations game. How are you? Porgs, hello, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Oh, it's your trophy, the Knight of Prosecutors, right? King of Prosecutors. And it's not a trophy, it's a shield. They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right? Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, this is something only I can determine for myself. That's so slick, sir. I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime. Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Jesus. Okay, have I investigated everything? I've been here like a while. I have a word with you? Please, I need absolute silence. Dusting for princes at a crime scene is a most sacred process. The man loves his job, maybe a bit too much. Alright, dog. Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes, sir. Seeing Mr. Portman tear up like that has brought an unstoppable torrent of tears to my own eyes, sir. Were you good friends with Mr. Faith, pal? No, sir, but I can't help myself. I'm sympathetic to other people's tears. If I may make a suggestion, I'd clean myself up so as not to give the wrong impression. I must say I'm very happy to see someone play Investigations, as it was the first one I played and it's amazing. I have been waiting to play this game for so long. Ever since they released the like remake, like trailer for it, and like before that, I've been just eating it up. So I'm like, I remember tweeting about it. Hold on. I remember tweeting something about it. I don't remember if it was like anything really interesting. 12/12/23. We got Apollo Justice games, now we need investigations, please. Finally, and then they dropped the trailer. Said finally being able to play Ace Attorney Investigations 2 is actually jaw-dropping. I'm crying with joy. No, literally, I was so excited. Because I think at the time, I was still planning on playing... Yeah, this was June last year. And I've been, you know, on and off playing the game. Like, Ace Attorney games since 21. Which I finally, because I was, and I mean the first, like, trilogy. Or the first game, technically. And then I finally completed the first game, and I finished all the way through, so I was like, alright, this is like the perfect time to be releasing all of these. And they released it, and now I'm here, now we're here. Because I've always wanted to play this game. I've always wanted to play it, and I'm so happy that I finally, like, get to play it. Especially the official release, because I never got to play the fan, like, translation, and I never watched anyone play it or anything, so I've just been like, this is like everything I've ever wanted, you know? I don't know, man. I'm so excited. I love the Ace Attorney games. I think they're great. I think... that's like everything I can do. So do I have to press T? Which one did he, what button did he say to press? I don't remember. Yeah, I did. Okay. I may not be the best of them, but they're super fun. Oh yeah. Sometimes I am just super stupid. I am mega dumb. Oh, I have to present it to Gumshoe. Okay, hold on. I'm just so dumb. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. How do I... Oh, I can only present, like, evidence, not profiles. Okay. I gotta read that. I was just gonna skip through it in case it was important information, if it wasn't important information, but that's funny. The victim's gun, huh? It's the same model as mine. A tool used to protect lives, yet one that can also take lives away. Those who take a gun in hand wield a great responsibility. I hope you understand that. I don't really use my gun at all, sir. The only time I would use this baby is when I'm fighting a hot duel with a convict to look ultra cool. You were doing so well until that last bit. So funny. Just a lowly detective. I'm not sure. Okay. Is that the only talent you have? Oh, wait. I'm gonna be lurking. I hope to catch you later. Yes, thank you. Thank you for rating. Thank you for coming. Thank you. I hope to see you around. I had no idea you used one of these things. I mean, I thought I knew everything there is to know about you, Mr. Edgeworth. I feel as I've caught a glimpse of the hidden side of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. There's a great deal you don't know about me. At least I hope so. Okay. I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, sir. Examine everything and anything with space. By checking various things out, we can gather all sorts of evidence and information. You can see the evidence we've collected with E. For information and leads, it's Q. That's it. Great job, sir. Detective Reasonable is a way to go. Called Detective Reasoning, Detective. Clearly something you lack. Insane work. Dude, what am I missing? So, any keen insights? Well, I noticed that you haven't found anything odd about the crime scene yet. That's unlike you, sir. If you spot something that seems off, you should check it out. All you have to do is line the cursor up from where you see a contradiction, press T. I've got to be missing something. I've got to be missing something. Like, am I missing something? No way I'm about to pull up a fucking walkthrough, like, immediately. Like, I have to be missing something, and I feel like it has to be here, but I just don't know where or what it is. Bro, I feel dumb. If you could give a hint, that would actually be great. I fear I'm, like, losing my mind. This is the only thing, like, I can open up. The files are kind of sus, but, like, how? So confused. It's times like these playing Ace Attorney games where I feel dumb. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. What does autoplay do? Like, what is that? Is that just the text? I'm assuming. What did the notes say? Which notes? My notes don't the crime scene. I put them all back just as they should be. Doesn't look like anything's missing, although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. The thing I do notice is, like, over here, but I can't hit that. I can't get over to, like, the body here. Oh, brother. In my organizer. Which one's my organizer again? Is it this one? Reread the crime scene notes. Oh, and E. Yeah. That's what I have pulled up. Yeah, it like went through his abdomen and shot in the bookcase. Which doesn't make any sense considering... Hold on. I don't know how to like put that together. Because the bullet hole's down here. And if it was done after, why is there like blood up here? Like, I don't know how to like deduce past that. So he must have been shot while still sitting on the ground, if that makes sense. No. Yeah, I don't know how to deduce that, though. Do I have to press... I didn't hit T! Yeah, that's quite literally all I had to do. I was like, I have to be missing something. I have to be missing something. I have to be missing something, but I don't know what it is. And I forgot I have to hit T. Man. New game mechanics, crazy. That's just crazy. Somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold. Yeah, that one. Eureka! I literally just learned this. I've been sitting here for an hour in the same crime scene. Man! There's clearly a contradiction with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should have been much higher up. But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting and lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against the shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. Then that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. It was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet holes? The order of the files. Was he sitting down? See, now I'm overthinking. Can I do save scumming? Aha! Yeah. A save scummer, true and true, baby. I can't help it. I want to say it's the order of the files. Like, are we sure? But, like, these ones down here, it has to be the way he was sitting. The victim was shot while he was lying down. Wait, didn't you just say the line? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, I just had to test it to make sure. That's totally not what I thought it was. See? I hit the same fucking thing again. I hit the same fucking thing again. That's not... That's not... I didn't mean it. I don't know what you're talking about. What? I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir. Oh? Yeah, you see here how the files that were shot begin with the number O? Oh, I thought that was the letter O. You know what? Whatever. What are these doing all the way down here after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They're exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. But the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. From this, we know that the files are not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you did, Detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Then why would we put... Whatever. I don't care. Think it'd be okay to prop the body back up with how it was before it moved? It finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. Would you please, Detective Gumshoe? This game is pretty forgiving with recovering HP. You know what? I'm gonna need it at times. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith. And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly. Then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man then look through your files one more time? Oh, are we now gonna be able to look at this right here? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown in disarray twice, once before and once after the crime, but why? Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. This. What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe on there written in blood? I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake! Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, please, say something, sir. It appears only one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer was really after? Oh, finally! Holy shit! Slay. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me! You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? I've been through this before, trust me. If that's how you want to play it, then allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. Look at his smug-ass face, stupid-ass bitch, bald-in-head ass. Fuck you. Sorry. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw in this logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you gonna do? What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Ooh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? I don't want to. Maybe some other time. Mr. Portsman, are you ready? If you are ready. Aw, if you don't have time, you could just say so, sir. I'm just really sincerely hoping that this is pretty much exactly how regular Ace Attorney is. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer? I can hear Jim's voice and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Okay, so it is pretty much the same. Pressing and presenting.
Hold it!
You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim, when clearly his name is Buddy Faith? Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. That is not how that works. That is literally not how that works, like, at all. Jack isn't Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jack isn't Buddy. Sounds sort of off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys that had decided to nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. Whether you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead.
Hold it!
Do you really think it was necessary to shovel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life's getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know I eat 3 square meals a day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but... Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? It's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf.
Hold it!
And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway. Thanks to that, you didn't know. Go back. Thanks to you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding.
Hold it!
Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how we missed it. I quite literally saw it at the beginning of this. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone. Can't say I disagree with him on that point. Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective was to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it, with evidence. Couldn't ask for a better setup for the game-finishing spike.
Hold it!
Are you saying that those letters were intended for you? Yup, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner. It looks like Mr. Portsman still doesn't understand. He still has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even the good detective can spot it. Now to clue Mr. Portsman in by presenting him some evidence. Period. Okay, what do we got before we actually present something? I do want to save before. Um. I know it has to do with something with the safe. I just don't know where to bring that in, I guess. Because first of all, Gumshoe doesn't use a gun. And he would have used his own. And he also did not know anything about the safe, so I have to bring that up too. Do we bring up why?
Objection!
I was about to say, are we gonna bring up why there's a stolen file? But perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Bringing a bit of courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Shout out to Nerds Gummy Clusters. I'm not sponsored. These just are really good. I can't get them open because my nails are really short. I just wanted to eat some. My boyfriend got me these. They're the, like, the grape strawberry blitz kind. I just really like the sour and gummy version, I guess. Do you still not see? If not, I may direct your attention to the missing file. What? That's impossible! What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written in the spines. Oh, that's true. It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters of the detective's name where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean the S is gone and there's only half the H. If Detective Gumshoe is really the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name being written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Oh, why did he lean back like that? Which means, what exactly? Does that make this dying message? It makes the work of a criminal intent on tampering with a crime scene. That's so low! I can't believe this criminal tried to spin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman? Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. You win some, you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But, you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. Well, what is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. But Mr. Edgewood just proved that I'm innocent, pal. Oh, why is he putting the coat on? And then proceeding to take it off again. That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? Okay, take it off or put it on. What are we doing? Well, I was thinking, did you know that there's one other person with a key to this office? Oh, he's gonna assume it's me. For why? I couldn't tell you. One other person? It was such a funny way to take off his jacket. Hey, you there. Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady? The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness, not maternal. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal, don't! What's wrong with him all of a sudden? Oh, I was about to say, if Wendy Oldbag walks in, I'm gonna be so upset. I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird! Miss Girl! A member of security. Oh my god! Is this before she goes and becomes a... When does this game take place? I had an idea, but I just want to make sure now. Hold on. Timeline. Ace Attorney, Justice for All, okay, so it is after Justice for All, or Trials and Tribulations. 1 month later after Trials and Tribulations. And then, hilariously enough, Investigations 2 takes place a few days later, after the original. Huh. I also forgot I have to do the Great Ace Attorney. I have to do that one too. I forgot. So, yeah, and it's Investigations, then Apollo Justice, then Dual Destinies, and then Spirit of Justice. And then I think after the Apollo Justice collection, we'll do the Great Ace Attorney series. Yeah, anyway. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie. Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight. I see, and your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's room. Okay, if I had a nickel for every time Maggie Bird was accused of committing murder, I'd have 3 nickels. Holy shit. That's right, I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me, that's right. I did it. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it really wasn't me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no needs for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. This guy must be really bad at his job if he's a prosecutor, and he's just kind of... You think he would be, like, good at getting away with murder. This man is cracking me up with the way he just keeps going. Like, why is he doing that? That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Sure. So you're saying she used the master key? Mm-hmm. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence. That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then. This is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there's anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. I think I know who it would be. It seems the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. You're such a dumbass.
Hold it!
Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But you really can't trust her not to tell lies, plus I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Yeah. Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'd be the judge of that, Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing around 1 AM, sir. What do you mean by missing? As it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Why would it be right by an open window? That's the real question. Mr. Portsman, I believe this is an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken by such words. I'm not lying, sir.
Objection!
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. A likely story. And where is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me, you don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But... You still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It was as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. Can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards the motive of the theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counteract with a few facts of my own. He's so menacing. How did you know? Nobody else. That's not what I want to do. Only prosecutors know of the safes in the office.
Objection!
Fuck you. I'm awesome. Fuck you. I'm so smart. Okay. I'm debating heavily if I should take my break real quick. I think I'm gonna do that real quick. And just make it like a quick one, like a good 15 minutes. Because it is past 8 o'clock. which means that's usually about the time I take my break. So I am gonna take my break real quick, and then I will be back in about 10, 15-ish minutes. Alright, gang is back. We are back. I'm putting my hair back up, sorry. All right. So we just came back from the rebuttal, and we're just gonna tear him up, pretty much. That's where we're at right now. Tear him up! All right. Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to this whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which only is privy to prosecutors. Ugh! I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was part of our cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident when she was turning everything upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say that the culprit knew exactly where they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Ugh. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then, are you proposing... Actually, I'm gonna start saying you're the murderer. That the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. Yeah, you just practically gave yourself away, you dumbass. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses, why? What made you... What's with the angry face all of a sudden? Well, if I knew he would have folded this fast, I wouldn't have gone on my break. It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. Oh, never mind. I was like, if he's gonna fucking fold, then, you know, why am I going on break then? What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. Then that means... Yeah, I know. I had only just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief? And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was a thief, he couldn't have had the key. He wouldn't have had the key in his office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Ugh! Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. Yes, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. Since fucking when? You are all suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But, sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his request for now. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman, we will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear? What the fuck just happened? What just happened? What just happened? Well, I guess we'll skip ahead. Alright, let's just continue. And hopefully we'll be able to solve this within the hour and 20 minutes we have left. What's with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. We've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then what now? Looks like my life is falling into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Huh? Really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument is that Miss Bird is related to the Master Key. In that case, this hallway is a perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Period. There it is. Alrighty then. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. 1202, these four numbers on the nameplate alone proclaim this is my office. Whoops. Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir. They have to be able to take the plate off when the room becomes vacant, you know. Oh, they have to be able to take the plate off when the room becomes vacant. Although the idea it can be so easily removed is kind of... A minimalist, yet classy door made with top-quality wood. It's sturdily made, making it near impossible to break in by force. It's almost majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as his door. Only Gumshoe would praise a door as something greater than himself. Being a detective has its own rewards and a certain virtuous value, I think. If you live up to your full potential, that's a poignant trait that anyone can admire. I see you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I could do for everyone? Right. That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. Don't see any signs of forced entry, and according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either. Meaning the door was really opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. Alright. Oh, Winston! Winston fucking Payne, bro. What is a basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. Not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in the hallway. Real? This office. 1203, 1203. Hey, Maggie, whose room is this again? It's Mr. Portsman, sir. So he's my new neighbor, I see. I suppose he's moved in while I was away overseas. That's suspicious. That's weird. What is a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? When and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it in himself. All the way up to the 12th floor? Oh, all the way up to the 12th floor? Looks like you're in quite a pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly post-haste. Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost and need some advice, my door is always open. How gracious. I will keep your offer in mind. Who was this guy again? Oh, poor Payne. Is everything all right? Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning and I'm I'm finally at 154 pounds. Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. A word of advice, stay focused or you may start to lose more weight. LOL. Aha, what's under here? Is that the missing file? Oh my god. It's... isn't that the Missing Zero series file, sir? No doubt about it, the bloody letters mark is clear as day. Seem to be a few pages missing. Our thief only took what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are these Zero files about, sir? I guess there's something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly, it's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine. Huh? They belong to the high prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. And that means the thief must have also wanted the files for a specific reason, right? It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. The thief's not under here. Oh. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream. A dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. Can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. Should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with tea. So when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was back around 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those two times it was not just gone but stolen, sir. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room away from the window. Always, you say? Except for this one time, correct? Well, I admit it was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge. She had used the master key? Okay, I'm just wondering if she knows anything, like, has anything to say about anything else. Okay, she doesn't. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. Sounds like fun. Just once I'd have loved to play with them. Sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass in the ball, sir. On second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in all that well with them. What did you mean by use the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who has forgotten his key. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Ah! What is it? That's right, I just remembered. The prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird, quickly. It's around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir. And that's when you loaned the master key to him? No way! It's against regulation to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I can see where this is going. I see. And then, what happened after that? Well, he calls for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. It was around 1:30 a.m., I think. So in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. Talk about suspicious. Doubt you can say you've never left your keys at home, Detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's store. What are you yelling about? Where? Hey, baby. Butthead. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you're an acquaintance of the detective? She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit. But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night. You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life's been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old, I fell from a 9th story of my apartment building. God fucking damn, dude. How are you alive? I've been... Miss Girl. What? Butthead. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. And now I've even managed to be named a criminal just when I've become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know! And just when I thought I'd finally found my happiness, I wound up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird. Nah, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth, you can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. You got it, Pookie Bear. Okay, I'll try to put some stuff together. The key went missing from approximately 1 a.m. to 2:30, but the master key was used to lock and unlock Portsman's door at 1:30. Okay. Should we say, I want to say that that's why it was rearranged the one time? Because that would make sense why they were rearranged the one time. Okay. I can. You're just not thinking hard enough. I want to see what the little... Oh, can I not change it yet? Oh, that's crazy. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Room 1203. I take it that this is Mr. Portsman's office? Yeah, you can't mistake it because of the basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portsman had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. So why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting 1202? I'm not so sure, but I bet it's because it's something like his birthday is December 2nd. Yep, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3. Ugh, why am I even wasting time thinking about this? The door is locked tight. I bet the old credit card trick won't open here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor, detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. Aha! So I guess a great cat burglar would get in. That must be who our culprit is. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from? That's funny as hell. Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop. Can't believe he put something like this out in the hallway of a prosecutor's office. But, you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been here. How long have I had the same office, yet you still managed to get lost? Real? Okay, anything of note? Not really. You look rather intrigued by something. Care to share? It's nothing, but I noticed that Mr. Portsman calls his partner Jim. And the detective that in that Sunday night drama, All My Cops, is named Jim too. Bet one of them is a big fan of that show. Seem to know a little something about it yourself. I take you watch it too? Of course, the tight bond of friendship between prosecutor and detective is great, sir. But it's nothing compared to the super strong friendship we have. Friendship, detective? I think you're mistaking it with pity. How can you say that, sir? And after all we've been through, too. Friendship or pity for listening to Gumshoe talk in the hallway about where he thinks Jim came from. That's insane. About Miss Bird. No way she's the killer. Please don't tell me you buy into that accusation, sir. Rest assured, I think she's innocent. However, I need to ask her a few things regarding her security guard position. Well, if you're only asking, that's okay. Just stand next to her and then press space. I already got that part. Then you two can talk about whatever topic you pick. If you want to ask about evidence, all you gotta do is present it to her with tea. Ignored again. I was wondering about the investigation. Oh, I've been waiting for this. Let's get a real seasoned pro to teach you how it's done. You know, you could check really important spots for more detail. Yes. And if the area's too big, you can always use to look around. I knew that as well. In... Kind of crazy how this duology came out. No, literally. And I'm happy about it. I'm so happy about it. I literally was begging for it, too. I was one of the people on Twitter begging for it, too. I have no idea what I'm doing right now, by the way. Look at his goofy run. I had long resigned hope 10 years ago. Well, I think with all the remasters coming out, that's why I started to have hope they were gonna have it come out, and I love that they did that. I am gonna ask Gumshoe about evidence, I guess. Yes, Kirby? Just a... yeah, okay. Hey, Screw Bub. Huh? I'm playing on the box. I'm gonna dye my pants in those later. I am dyeing my black pants to be black. I love it. Getting a pants refresh, essentially. I don't know if it's because I'm still, like, new to all the mechanics, but I am... Do I want to try it? Dude, that's hilarious. I was wondering, I was like, do I have to connect those somehow? Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal. I mean, sir. You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Wow, nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I had totally forgotten about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right, it was around that time that I realized the master key was missing. And? I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So, I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir. So in actuality, you never did relock the door then. Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Okay. Okay. I had opened Mr. Portsman's office for him a number of times before. I also had a chance to see the inside of his office on a number of occasions too. He's got shelves upon shelves of sports memorabilia, trophies, and awards in it. To the point where it's almost beyond gaudy, sir. But maybe I feel that way because I'm jealous that I'd never even a single one. L. Okay. Can I go back to... Aha! Now that I connected it, I can do the contradiction. I'm seeing this now. I understand. There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? Huh? You know, you're right. Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means, what, sir? It either means that he actually does have the key to this office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't the one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door? But how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is, we need to examine these. Prints on the number plate! That's what I was thinking! The prints on the number plate, they will tell us all we need to know. Everything? Really? Like what, sir? Okay, well... I wasn't thinking that. I know we're coming back to the number plates. I know we're coming back to that. I don't know why I did that. Shut up. Shut up. Yeah, I just live to make this man embarrassed. Prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey you, yeah, you pal, do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So, what did you find out? There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, detective. Sir, I found that only Mr. Portsman and Miss Faye's prints on this doorknob. So only 2 people's prints were found on this. Huh? That's pretty decisive. Huh? I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this knob as well. And then whose prints should also be on this doorknob? Peggy.
Take that!
Don't you find it odd that the prints of this person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean, yes, the door Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. All right, we're circling around to the number plates. I'm getting to that. What have we here? Oh, now we're just noticing this? What is this? It's like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up with you later. Yeah, and it's for Mr. Portsman. I think we've reached the end of this conversation. What are you looking at, sir? Oh, I just noticed that. I just started clicking on shit. What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey, how about a game? That's okay, detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. Slam dunk. Positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I better take note of this. Yeah! Poking around in this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. Huh? How so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. There we go! We're so fucking smart! You know who the killer is? Well, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me, too. I suspected it was from him the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir. That is anything but logical. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. You're so corny. God, I've been up all night. Can I go to sleep? Mr. Portsman, I finally finished processing the bloody letter, sir. All right, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Okay, looking good. You there. Take good care of this. Bonk. Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. End of the line for you, Portsman. We've got you now. Call off your dog. Mr. Edgeworth, is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jackass Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay, if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of the prosecutor doing his job? I can see right through your unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Who'd ever thought we'd come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? Alright. Relax. Why are we fucking talking about him? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case in 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Ooh. I would be popping the fuck off if oh. And why do you bring that up? What makes you think I am him, man? What makes you think I am not better than that? Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using is that mouth of yours to, for now, is explaining. Wow. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for is explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. I could never be Edgeworth. We are not the same. That man is so calm and collected, and I would be losing my shit. Dude, ever since COVID happened and we had to stop wearing masks, and we got to stop wearing masks and everything, because it is still recommended that you wear masks, but ever since it was like you didn't have to wear masks anymore, and I ended up finally like easing out of no longer wearing masks, I have found out that I do use a lot of emotions on my face. Like, I can't hide it like I used to anymore, man. And it sucks. It sucks sometimes, but I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how, may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad for doing this to you, but I've got to work too. I've got work to do, so we're done here. Sorry, but we are not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something. I'll show you what I'm basing my accusation on, with evidence. You got it!
Objection!
Easy answer, bitch. I believe you're able to open my office door with the master key, no less.
Objection!
Wait. Hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key. Maggie Bird! You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Oh. Yes, Bubby. Yes. Meow. Meow. What? What? She's staring at me. I don't know if you can see him. little BB head. I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? But the room you had Miss Bird open at the time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted? Huh, and how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example. That's right! They do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you used one other thing to give us a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours and not, in fact, mine. What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think that it was his room? It was the basketball.
Take that!
I am absolutely remapping a lot of these because I keep trying to hit a lot of the same, like, buttons as in, Ace Attorney, and it keeps throwing me off. What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building, which is why I left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. Ugh. That's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door was opening. I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. And to sit in front of my office to be sure. I see, so that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a bit off on this racetrack. Sure, buddy. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as a jacket as she wears. My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down, for I intend to show who was the one truly covered in slime here. Got his ass. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open the office door. After that, I was in the room the entire time.
Objection!
I was like, the note was still under the door. He would have moved it if he had gone into his room. That was a lie. Oh, what are you talking about? How is that a lie? This is the note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note? It was left under your door, or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Ugh! Shall I explain it in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around in my room, the very room you had Miss Bird open for you. That's just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way! This is a proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door for you.
Take that!
I had your door dusted for prints. My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right, I didn't find anything, and definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way, if she really was the one who opened your door, then her print should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Ugh! Further, all of the prints on my office door's knob have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it was time you gave up your charade? We know you stole from my office with the intent of stealing something from me, and Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had threatened me as you escaped. And as I said, when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. I'm not doing that. He's laughing, by the way. Just what's so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness on his face oh my god, on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me as simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that doorknob down well. Huh? I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched, which is why I'd wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. Now that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. I bet you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir. Woodsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only just realized I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us that I had told you sooner. So why didn't you fucking do that? Such a dick. If memory serves, you came back to the office around 2 AM, correct? And it was then that you had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. And at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's a perfect alibi. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir, yes, sir. I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him around 2 AM. You see? All of the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere.
Hold it!
You are correct. It was around 2 AM. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2. Ooh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, you came back to your office at 2. I'm out of water. And it was then you had an unfortunate confrontation with the culprit. It is as you say, however. Yes, however, you were the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see. Oh, come now, I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit. Exactly that time I was down in criminal affairs.
Hold it!
So you paid the criminal affairs department a visit. Why? Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct. Ask around. Portsman's alibi seems perfect at a first glance, but I know there's a hole in it somewhere. All I need to do is press him a little and see what comes of it.
Hold it!
Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said that they saw you at around that time. See, I have a perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve. Ugh. Impossible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. Oh, so I just needed to press that. What's wrong? Why, the sudden sullen look on your face. Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we've reached the end of the line and it's time to get off this crazy train. You there. Sir, please escort the young lady out, but remember, be gentle. Maggie! Detective Gumshoe! Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. I'm thinking like Phoenix Wright. Only I had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? I need to calmly think this through one more time, and with logic. There we go. Then who could it have been? That explains the other... It could explain the other handgun. That could there was somebody else involved. Evidence points to the shelves being disturbed once before and once after the murder. But who's to say that the person who did it the second time is the same as the first? Which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. That would explain the other handgun. If indeed there were two culprits. I was about to say that's all the evidence, so that must be it then. Like, this is the end of it. Then that resolves the contradiction behind our murder weapon. Despite the fact there are 2 bullets here in this room, the murder weapon only shown signs of being fired once, leaving the possibility that the other bullet was fired from the other visitor's gun. Furthermore, if we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back.
Objection!
Got his ass! Mr. Portsman, it seems I need to amend my assumption regarding this case. Great, so you finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth! Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But, sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean, 2? It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office. Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Ugh. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which was why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then when he was about to look somewhere else, who would walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? But why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which was why he was in the area. But then that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office would be my guess. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? And he must have thought it was odd, so he came into the office to check it out. Correct, and as a detective, it was the right thing to do. But when he came, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. All he could afford to do that because he also left the fake dying message behind. Such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor in my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There was another? Visitor, sir? Yes, and this other person objective was to also steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, so it was seen that the thief found their prize. The stolen zero file, right, sir? Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief had then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during the brief counter. So the shell's getting messed up twice in 2 bullets. It was all because 2 different people were doing those things because of at 2 different times. Precisely. So now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief and not, in fact, Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. Because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit. What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all. But you know, it still doesn't change. Oh, sorry. Still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right, it would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof of this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you really met was just a plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Fuck you, that's why. That thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down in criminal affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course! Now isn't the time to be having these dead-end discussions. I don't think it's all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here, at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Oh my god!
Hold it!
Actually, no, I wouldn't. Why not? That's elementary. The dying message, of course. Mr. Faith's killer very clearly left those letters on the spines of those files. And it was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them. You mean 0 files, right? And that's how we know that the letters themselves were set up not from Mr. Faith. If the thief was the killer, why would they try to undermine themselves? Maybe the killer just didn't think of think of that either? Yes, that must be it. Maybe, just maybe. Should be out here looking for the thief.
Hold it!
Once escaped, I highly doubt a thief would linger nearby. Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after. Oh, you talk like you know quite a bit about this thief. It's nothing like that. I have no idea about anything, after all. I hate to repeat myself, but I've already said I'm training in my room. You actually never did say that.
Hold it!
But according to Mr. Faith's note... Hold on, I thought we were already cleared that up. Didn't we say that Jim left that note for me in the early evening? If you have proof of that, he left it at a different time, say just before he was murdered. I don't have any, no. You see, so I insist again that I was in my office the entire time.
Hold it!
Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith? That's because he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. Then why would he leave the note? You know these sofas in the hallway. He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. And what of the evidence he brought? They were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant. Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks. He brought me 2 items, a gun and a pendant that were related to yesterday's case.
Hold it!
A gun and a pendant? Yes, this gun, which was the murder weapon. Oh, buddy. And this pendant, which belonged to the victim. And why were you taking them to criminal affairs? There was something in the past case file I wanted to compare these two. But all this has nothing to do with the case right now. Anyway, I believe you'll find the long paper trail I left to be to your satisfaction. It's all matching up with what Detective Gumshoe found out. How is that not it? We've already determined that it is his gun. Oh. 3 pieces. 3 pieces.
Objection!
Fuck you. 3 pieces of evidence. Fuck you. Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is, you fail. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read carefully. It says that Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. I can't believe, to get tripped up by simple arithmetic. Where is the missing piece of evidence? You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe, you don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. What? Don't come any closer! I'm warning you! This is all part of the investigation, pal, so don't even think about stopping me. No! Hey, what's this? He had this on him, sir. Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. But why would he hide something like that? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point that person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. For the section of the tape, I will drive the last nail into this coffin. There's blood on it! That's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe that this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. There's blood on it! Oh my god! Ah! Sorry. This blood is still fresh. Did anyone know that I used to practice opera singing? You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood? It's a random story. I used to go to art school. All through like middle and high school, so I know how to read music, I know how to like properly sing and shit, and I almost went to college for opera singing. And I didn't want to. It's the only reason why I didn't go. No, you've got it all wrong. No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now will you tell us, when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video? Yeah, it's totally suspicious. Was it at that moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you found him? You know very well there's no way to prove that. Not even if we were able to examine this tape for its fingerprints. Ugh. Gotcha, bitch. If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones here who... Oh my god, the only ones on here would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Faith. No! Impossible! Oh. Man, Ace Attorney killer crash outs are just the funniest thing to me. They're so funny. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. And the results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back, and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were also able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well. Thank you so very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in the murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. Oh, it was nothing, really, compared to what I've been through, I mean. I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If I had been a holdup or a hostage situation, I'd thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising to the goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person. I love that for her. Justice for Maggie. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. And why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there was a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There even were rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir. Forged evidence, huh? And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons. Ooh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession. We never did get around to asking what his reasons were for breaking into my office. Yeah, whenever we got near that topic, he just clammed up. Although we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something. This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes. Oh, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly leads credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this. Huh? Then Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy? I didn't say that, but rather, there's still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance to this piece of evidence.
Take that!
person who stole this file. The other villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it was. What happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me at gunpoint? Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Yes? I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. It is the mark of the raven. A three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? The great thief everyone's been talking about. Yes, it is the mark of the great thief. Yatagaratsu? Yatagaratsu? Am I saying that right? Yatagaratsu. If I'm saying it in with the Japanese, like, if I'm reading it in like Japanese terms, if that makes sense. The dialect, I guess. Yatagaratsu. Yeah. Hi. Under the mark of the legendary bird, the Yatagaratsu is noble to the end. A modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagaratsu appears and vanishes at will. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know its targets. Oh god, I literally just ran out of water! I gotta fill my water real quick. Still got ice in here though, so that's good. Hydrate time is here. There. How's it going? Oh, it's going. We're like right at the end of this. Alright, moving this blanket. Alright. Okay. It is going so well. We're like right near the end of the first like episode, if that makes sense. It is a blind playthrough. I have never played this game before. I only know like very, very little about this. And when I say very, very little, I mean like a select few characters that I know appear in this game, which I'm not going to say for spoilers, but I will say if I've already known of them or not when we come up to it. I will shut my mouth. Thank you. Please do not spoil this for me. I only know like of a handful of characters. Like I know of the like 3 like popular characters that were what they were named in the original fan translation and what they are now. So I know of those characters. I know of one other character and a couple other like characters that do show up, I'm pretty sure. And that's about it. So that's about it. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagaratsu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to mass media, along with a single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagaratsu's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back. What? Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files. So the person who stole the contents of the files was the Yatagaratsu? Yatagaratsu. Organization. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief, Yatagaratsu. looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming, for they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. Period. The end. Yay! Completed episode 1 without using story mode. Why is that even an option? You know? I was going to say something. I don't remember what it was. Something about, it's not weird, but it's always such a, like, a fun little, like, tidbit. Whenever, like, I wouldn't say random, but whenever, like, a Japanese word or a Japanese name of something kind of just pops up, in cases, like in Trials and Tribulations when the, Shichishido, like, popped up, and you, like, watch as, like, the gears turn in my head on how I have to say it, and I'm like, okay, I need to, like, look at this so I can say it properly, and, like, the Kadain Temple, I had to look that up to make sure I was saying that right, because I was like, I'm not whitewashing how I'm saying this right now. I know a little bit of Japanese. I learned a bit for fun, so I know, like, how to, like, say the alphabet. You know what I mean? Like, I know the dialect and stuff, so I know how to say it. So, you know, I don't know. I'm kind of just yapping right now. Anyway, so that's gonna be all for this one. Here, let me turn the music back on. Yes, Kirby. I hear you, bub. Meow. Meow. He's chirping. Here, we'll do... Anyway, so Wednesday, and while I talk about this, I'm gonna pull it up. Wednesday, I will be starting a new game since we just finished, Thousand Year Door. If you didn't know by now, I have a poll up on my Twitter. I had it up on Blue Sky, but literally nobody was voting on it, so I deleted it. I know I don't have a lot of followers on Blue Sky, so it's fine, but on Twitter is usually where I post what game to play next, or what game I want to play next. And the choices I have right now are in between Phantom Hourglass and Paper Mario, the original Paper Mario. It used to be Super Paper Mario, but I ended up changing it because it sounded like more people wanted me to play the first Paper Mario. So if you want to see me play either of those games, choose one. It just all depends on what I'm playing next. It doesn't mean I'm never going to play them. Thank you for voting. Please, because it was literally tied and it's spinning, and I'm like, it literally ends tomorrow, so I need someone to vote on it, please. If I do play Phantom Hourglass, I am definitely going to be playing Spirit Tracks after that. And I would probably just play Paper Mario after that, after Spirit Tracks, so it's gonna be a while before I touch that game, but if I play Paper Mario, I will more than likely just ask again if anyone wants me to play Phantom Hourglass, and then I'll ask again about Super Paper Mario. Just because usually Wednesdays are my Zelda Wednesdays, and I start playing all the Zelda games I haven't played before, so either way, I'll play either one of them eventually. It's not like I'm never going to play it, because if I end up playing Super Paper Mario, I'm probably going... I may play Origami King after that, but that's just if people are interested in me continuing playing Paper Mario. So, but those are the only, like, Paper Mario games I'm interested in playing at the moment. So, Because I have Origami King, and I can find an emulator for the other two, so. I think that's about it. I think that's it. So Wednesday will be whatever game, either Phantom Hourglass, or Paper Mario. And then I think that will be all I'll be able to stream this week, because I was gonna try to stream Thursday, but I think I have to work until close. Where is my schedule? That is the wrong dates. Yeah, I will not be able to stream Thursday, but I will be streaming Wednesday. I was gonna stream tomorrow, but I have to work open till like 4 tomorrow. And I am so tired from today, because that's what I work today. So I don't want to be able to I don't want to stream 3 days in a row and be falling asleep. So I'm gonna give myself like the break in between. And then next week we'll continue more Ace Attorney investigations. So I will be playing both games, and then yeah, we're gonna just keep going in with these games. I'm so excited. I'm ready to get to, as much as I am so ready to play these games, but trust me, I am also so ready to play Apollo Justice because of Trucy. I love baby girl. I know of her. That's about it though. Love Trucy. She's the best girl. That's about it though. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, I will see y'all Wednesday. Oh, also, I don't know if anyone realized, but I did dye my hair. It doesn't look any different than normal, but I am a natural blonde, and I haven't dyed my hair in like a hot minute. I wanted to go, usually I will go from like a blonde to brown every once in a while. But I got the same color I always got, but since it's the literal middle of winter and I rarely go outside, it kind of didn't really do anything. In certain lights, you can kind of tell that it's brown. Like right now, you can kind of tell that it's brown. But I want it darker. So I may have to, I'm waiting for like the end of this week to dye it again. Usually they want you to wait like a minimum of 2 weeks. So I don't recommend doing what I'm doing. I dyed it like Saturday-ish, Friday, Saturday-ish. And I'm only waiting a week to dye it again. I used box dye, which is usually only bad if it's like black. So it's gonna be a while before I can get my hair professionally dyed again, I'm gonna say. Yeah, don't do what I'm doing. I'm just really broke right now, and I want to dye my hair, so. It's just a little personal tidbit right there. Anyway, next time you see me next week, probably I will be having different colored hair. Okay, bye! Bye, stream! Bye-bye, stream! Bye, stream! Bye, stream! Bye!